Our Chief of Bureau Arindam also caught up with former Meghalaya Chief Minister and TMC leader Mukul Sangma on the election scenario in the state and the party's strategy for the polls. Talking about the history of fractured mandate in the state, Sangma said that this is because of the lack of unity which the TMC wants to bridge. Sangma urged people to take collective resolve to ensure there is no fractured mandate this time. The TMC leader also accused the NPP-led MDA government of having betrayed the hopes of the people and bringing a sense of desperation among the masses. Significantly, Sangma also lamented that if the Congress, his former party, would have kept the flock together, it would have had a fair chance in these polls.
We are joined in by the former Chief Minister of Meghalaya and TMC leader Dr. Mukul Sangma. Well, sir, the election dates are very near. Being on the ground, you have toured across the state. So how do you feel the pulse right now? And TMC wants to make inroads in Meghalaya.
People are waiting eagerly for the election. I see lots of sign of lack of patience amongst the people, particularly the youth and the mothers. Because the 5 years from 2018 till date, the people, whatever hope was generated in the preceding years, has been abruptly replaced by sense of despair. Because suddenly things changed since 2018. There was complete lawlessness, chaos, and subsequently marred with all innumerable, I can't remember how many, innumerable instances of alleged irregularities, allegations of corruptions, and where people tried to draw the attention of the government. But government was always prompt in denial mode and have not taken cognizance of the concerns of the people.
One of the biggest apprehension in Meghalaya is that there has always been a fractured mandate. So will there be a repetition of that saga again?
I will put it this way. Now, post creation of the state, as a culmination of the statehood movement, when Meghalaya was created, the first election, you saw absolute majority. There was one party government. Why did it happen? It happened because there was a sense of oneness, unity amongst all the people of three hills of the state, from Khasi Hills, from Jaintia Hills, from Garo Hills. But why there has to be always a fractured mandate is precisely because, other than the first election, that sense of oneness and sense of unity has been diluted because of many reasons, multiple factors. Individual ambitions, all self-centric ambitions. We are trying to ensure that we allow the interests of the people and interests of the state supersede everything else. And if we have to allow the larger interests of the people and the interests of the state as a whole to supersede everything else, then we must forget all other concerns, all other factors should not come on the way.
How confident are you or the TMC in the House of 60?
What is our approach? Our approach is to ensure that everybody understands that we must come together if you want to build the state and position the state, enable the state to really, really live up to its potentiality and create that kind of prosperous, secure and brighter future for our generation next. The fractured mandate is not going to do anything good for the state. Rather, it has ultimately inflicted so many injuries on the state. Therefore, let us go for collective resolve to see that there is no more fractured mandate. This is exactly what we are trying to do.
Is TMC confident enough of emerging as the single largest majority to form the government, or will it be needing the support?
Keeping in mind what we are doing, I've had the privilege of traveling to every nook and corner of the state as we try to build up this party. Just around 1 year. Now, within 1 year, when we have tried to build this new political platform, you have seen how people have gravitated towards this political party. They have reason. They have reason, and this reason is just because of their sheer love for the state. I have full trust and confidence in the wisdom of the people. Therefore, I am confident.
Well, directly asking you, how many numbers do you expect?
Well, let all the cards be not put on the table. I have to keep some cards close to my chest.
But you will not be needing the support of any other party to form the government.
I think the same answer applies.
Well, you were the chief minister when there was a Congress regime in the state, and it was a Congress stronghold. But we have seen that you have come out of the Congress with 12 others. 5 were suspended. So what went wrong? Why was Congress not able to maintain that flock together?
See, there are multiple factors. I'm very sad. I am aggrieved. And such a grand old party with its presence in every nook and corner is somehow not able to capture the challenges which are inflicting the party. So it is not something which has happened overnight. It is obviously something which has happened over a period of time. And we did not do anything for the kind of course correction that could have prevented it.
Do you feel or believe that had the Congress been able to maintain the flock together, they had a fair chance this time in this election?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Keeping the flock together is something which has always been the biggest challenge for every political party. It's not just for Indian National Congress. Therefore, there are inherent challenges. There are political dynamics. And as things unfold, because of the inherent challenges associated in building the party, confronting your political opponents, therefore, the need to really acclimatize with the situation, the ground zero, and deal with the situation. Understand people who build this grand old party. That is what is important.
Well, sir, you have worked very closely with that party, and what do you feel? Where that decaying started? Is that at the central leadership or somewhere in the state?
I think I will not be willing to comment on this anymore at this juncture. It's for you to be more analytical and more investigative and have your own story.
Incumbent Chief Minister Mr. Mukul Sangma has said that they have got a lot of flagship programs, they have got developmental works done here in Meghalaya, and with those things they will move ahead to ask for votes, and that is going to be the turning point in this election.
You can ask them how many of these programs were authored by them. You can ask them. You can also find from Ministry of Finance, okay, and different line ministries as to how many of these programs were authored by them. That will give you all the correct answers. And I am telling you, today there is a thirst, palpable thirst for change in the state. Why? Today, tell me one thing, which is the most crucial issue in the nation, across the globe? Every nation is being confronted by 1 or 2 or 3 critical issues which require urgent attention. Today, in the state of Meghalaya, you know what has happened? The youth have been betrayed. The mothers have been betrayed. The fathers have been betrayed. Thousands of vacancies for which interviews were called were never filled up. The results were never given. Forget about creation of job. Now, look at the resultant accumulation over a period of 5 years. The accumulation of the job seekers, the accumulation of the number of youth who are jobless, and you allow it for another 5 years, what is going to happen to the state? Please remember that you can't play with the life and death of the youth. The aspirations and the hopes of the general masses, particularly the younger generation. This is a very dangerous trend, unprecedented dangerous trend that has been set by this present incumbent government. I'm very perturbed, disturbed. Therefore, we will now have to assume upon ourselves a enormous, huge burden of responsibility of really taking care of the dreams and aspirations of these unemployed job seekers.
Sir, whom do you think will be the main contenders? The fight will be between which parties mainly?
It's like, interesting actually. NPP's base in certain parts have slowly eroded. For obvious reasons, you have to find it out for yourself. And therefore, there's a huge vacuum. New political parties are emerging, even in the eastern part. New, greenhorn political parties will make many surprises. Because if you're looking at the present dispensation, every political party, be it the regional and the national, other than TMC, are all in the government. And if today they are all in the government and they're pointing finger at each other for all the negativity, for all those scenes of the government, as though they were not having the common interests. There is a particular terminology which we use as a common intent. So they were part and parcel, integral part, inseparable part of everything that has been done and decided and done. So therefore, I'm telling you there'll be many surprises. Let us wait and watch. Thank you.
Last question, sir. Is Garo Hills, which has got 24 seats, going to be the deciding factor in this election?
No, every constituency is going to be a deciding factor. Numbers do matter. In politics, in democracy, is a sheer number that ultimately will determine the ultimate outcome. So we will look forward for the wisdom of the people based on which they will give the mandate.